Hey majors! This month we are talking about legacy. But what is legacy? I mentioned this last week, but as a reminder, the definition of legacy is the long-lasting impact of particular events, actions, etc. that took place in the past or in a person's life. I'm sure most of us can think of long-lasting impact from events, actions, and people. We talk about all of these in history today, but then there's also a personal level to this. There are past events, actions, and people that have impacted our individual lives. Today, when we talk about legacy, it's important to determine the who behind the legacy. Are we working towards a legacy for ourselves or for God? Whose name are we working to make an impact for? We read in Joshua 4:20 through 24 about a time where Joshua set up stones so the Israelites would continue to remember what God had done for them. This passage says, "And Joshua set up at Gilgal the 12 stones they had taken out of the Jordan. He said to the Israelites, 'In the future, when our descendants ask their parents, what do these stones mean? Tell them, Israel crossed the Jordan on dry ground. For the Lord your God dried up the Jordan before you until you had crossed over. The Lord your God did to the Jordan what he had done to the Red Sea, when he dried it up before us until we had crossed over. He did this so that all the peoples of the earth might know that the hand of the Lord is powerful, and so that you might always fear the Lord your God.'" God did amazing things for the Israelites, and Joshua wanted to make sure that the Israelites remembered the impact of what God had done for them, and that they would remember that the hand of the Lord is powerful, so that they might always fear the Lord. These stones were not set up with Moses's or Joshua's names on them. While they were vessels God used, the vessel was not the determining factor. These men didn't determine how powerful God was. The vessels could have been different. It wasn't contingent on Moses and Joshua, but they were faithful to him in order to be used by him. Yes, we know the stories of Moses and Joshua, but not for their legacy, for God's legacy, for the Lord's name and not their own. How are we living our lives to make God's name known above our own? Today, it's easy to think about ourselves and what we need to do to become great. I think of the business examples in the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. He talks about the great companies and the comparison companies, the not so great, potentially good, but definitely not great. I'm going to read a portion from this book when talking about the comparison companies. He writes, "In contrast, the comparison leaders, concerned more with their own reputation for personal greatness, often failed to set the company up for success in the next generation. After all, what better testament to your own personal greatness than the place that falls apart after you leave?" Good leaders help their company succeed. Great leaders help their company succeed and continue to succeed after they are gone. Collins highlights an example of a good leader and writes, "Of course, you might say, yes, Rubbermaid fell apart after Galt, but that just proves his personal greatness as a leader." Exactly. Galt was indeed a tremendous level 4 leader, perhaps one of the best in the last 50 years, but he was not a level 5 leader, and that is one key reason why Rubbermaid went from good to great for a brief, shining moment, and then just as quickly went from great to irrelevant. While this leadership book is not from a Christian perspective, how much more applicable is this in our lives? We should want to be leaders who look past where we are now, who look past our current circumstances and look to the future for lasting impact. Some people may want to be a good leader and prove that their company needs them, and therefore the company's success declines after they leave. But the who behind their legacy is the wrong person. It's not about how much we have done for ourselves or how great we have made ourselves. It's about how much God is glorified and how much we make his greatness known. For me, I definitely want to focus on his greatness over my own, and I'm grateful to be part of making his name known today, tomorrow, and beyond. The who behind the legacy matters. Are we working towards a legacy for ourselves or for God? I encourage you this week to think about the who behind the legacy you are leaving. Next week, we will continue to look at legacy and highlight a relationship in the New Testament.